I think we want to check with the judges whether we are fully connected and everyone can be seen. The next step what we are going to do, because we delayed, we have some delay. We are going to have introduction from the judges, and that is going to be from the other side for the people who are online. And I'll just request, I don't know whether Mary, we can be the first to start on that side. We are projecting, so it will be better if judges possible can also switch on their cameras so that, yeah, okay.
Can I go ahead, Joe? Hello, I'm not sure if you can hear me, but I will go ahead. My name is Mary Apolot, and I'm happy to be here today, joining you to be able to listen to the different pitches from the different teams, and I'm quite excited about this. I work with SINA and also dedicate a good amount of my time in supporting with the SINA Accelerator program, where we hope that once you guys have met the criteria, you guys can be able to apply and join the SINA Accelerator program. And I wish you guys the very best for today. Over to Henry Otieno.
Thank you, Mary. Good afternoon to everyone. I am excited to be here. But before I introduce myself, the people in there, we are having issues with the audio. I think at the end it was audible, and I'm guessing it is because someone was next to, that should be Charles, yes? Charles was next to a gadget probably that you are using there. So that is going to be important. The microphone is not helping us who are online. So if we are to get what is being said clearly, it is important that the person is next to maybe a laptop that is being used for this. Otherwise, I am called Henry Otieno. I work for Tusafishe, and we install water purification systems for large communities. I also do trainings for different locations for SINA. Thank you. Over to Annie. I'm seeing Anne.
Hello, I'm Anna Grete. I'm from Niega Foundation, and I'm here in Norway listening to your ideas. And interesting to hear what you are doing, so maybe we can work together on some of the issues you're working on. I suppose we have some of the same. So wishing you good luck with the meeting.
Yeah, I think Philip can check in.
Yeah, just a happy fly on the wall. Just happy to hear the pitches, get some insights from the ground while getting other work done. Check in to the next person.
Hi everyone. My name is Alex Adiaka, and we also live streaming from Camry Innovation Hub. We are gathered as the community members, also looking forward to gain insight from the features, and all the best to the people who are in the list. Yeah, check in.
Hello everyone, I'm Nicholas from Red Salt, checking in from Kampala, and following, and probably we shall pick up some startups that we can invest in.
So we want to really know whether the judges are done. Is everyone? Is everyone done? So we really want to know whether everyone has introduced himself. We have Valentine. I think Valentine he has not introduced. We want to know whether he's aware.
Yes, I'm here, but I'm still committed a little bit, but I'm paying attention. I'm in a noisy place. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad to be here. I'm following closely. Just let me settle down and then I'll be able to engage fully.
Okay.
Okay, so the spot where I'm standing, most of the presenters are going to be here. I just want to check out with the online people whether you get me. In that they're not going to be using a microphone. I just need the thumbs up. Okay. 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 Thank you so much, Mary. And for today, we have 10 presenters, 10 social businesses that are going to be presenting today. And without delaying time, the presenters are ready to start. And I would like to call the very first presenter for today to come on stage, which the camera will turn on them in the time when they're presenting, and then we'll have to listen to the questions when time for questions is from the judges. So the judges, are you seeing the screen I've shared?
Yes, you can see.
Hello?
Yes, we
Okay.
can see Lacto Avengers.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome our first presenter, and that is Lacto Avengers. You need to first test the. I have to speak louder. The microphone is the laptop, so that the other people online hear you very well. So. No. They need to stand close to the laptop. Yes. So your time starts now.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. When I was young, I was narrated a story by my mother that I was almost going to die just because of not having all that is needed to maintain my nutrition as a baby. In Uganda, the number of babies suffering from undernutrition is 7 million. And this is according to Uganda Demographic and Health Survey 2022. It says that the 29% of that number is standard, and 14% of it is underweight, and 4% of that is wasting. And this is all caused by children lacking, losing appetite for the solid food, and also mothers not having enough time to prepare solid food for their babies. As Lacto Avengers, we provide an affordable served chill or served cold, ready-to-eat yogurt to these mothers such that they access the nutrients. We cooperate with dairy farmers that supply us with milk, and after that, we cooperate with 2 other units during the production. And after production, we pack our solution, our yogurt, the way you're seeing it here. And after that, we market and make sales. And after them taking our yogurt, we recommend them to the nutritionists to get further food supplements. And after them, we also recommend them to go for the medical nutrition checkups in the hospital. We are targeting 3 different customers. We have the children aged 2 to 5 years, and also students, and then the downgraders. We serve these children, we sell them at a price of 2,500, enabling us to get a profit of 2,500. The students, we sell to them at 3,500, making a profit of 1,300, and then the downgraders sell to them
Is fine.
at a cost of 4,000, making a profit of 1,900.
I sent the book. I told
Our customers, they like and also market our products.
yeah, what happened?
We are targeting a market of 2,849
Okay, I think I muted She Deserves, and that's where the audio is coming from. Looks like we were having some noises, and then I just muted whatever I was seeing. So if you can unmute, please.
We really want to know whether the judges, the slides were moving on your side.
No, the slide is not moving, and that is a big problem. At least on my screen, it is not moving. The last part of the presenter's presentation, we didn't hear. And I'm thinking it's because I muted She Deserves. I'm just speculating. So.
Yes, Henry, we are using the She Deserve laptop for presentation, and mine as for the videos online. So you can link the She Deserve laptop.
Thank you for that information.
What? The document, where is the document? It's here. Customer list. So what we need to do, then no, I don't know if you understand. I think we need this here. I better try to click on this. Please. No. Okay. Marvis, I need to remove the extended part of it. Presenting. Extended so that what is here is what is presented at the automatically. You go to this place again. So, so here, share screen. Seeing it somewhere. Okay. This one. This right here. Remove the click on this one. Delete. Is it now moving?
Yes.
Okay, because of that, I think what we are going to do, the presenter is going to do it again in a better way when everything is working for you. Okay, time if I can lift up again. Okay.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. When I was 7 years old, my mother told me that I almost lost my leg just because of not eating foods that are nutritious. This not only happened to me. According to Uganda Demographic and Health Survey 2022, it says that the total number of children suffering from undernutrition is 7 million. And 29% of this is stunted, 14% of this is underweight, and 4% of this is wasting. And this is all caused by these kids losing appetite to eating salty foods, and also mothers not preparing for salty foods for their babies. As Lacto Avengers, we provide an affordable, serve chilled or serve ready to eat yogurt with this mother. We collaborate with local dairy farmers that supply us with milk. And then later on, we also collaborate with other 2 units for production. And after the production, we package our product the way you're seeing it here. And after that, we take it for selling, get sales, and also encouraging these mothers to go for nutrition checkup. And we also recommend them to nutrition for other food supplements. This is how we regulate our revenue. We are targeting children aged 2 to 5 years old. And to this age bracket, we sell our products to the mothers at a cost of 2,500, making a profit of 500. And we are in position to subsidize the cost by selling our products to the students and other downgraders at different prices. We market our product directly to the customers and also via social media. We are targeting a market of 2,849 children in community district, 12,407 in the whole eastern region, and then 142,643 in the whole Uganda. We are competitive in a way that our yogurt can be served when it is chilled, and it can be also served cold. After that, we also monitor progress, and it is affordable. We are a team of 4 young entrepreneurs that are passionate about the health of these children. We started with education in September at Community Innovation Hub, and later on in February, we received a fund for product development, and currently we're having 355,000 shillings. And we also made a loss of 55,000 shillings. That's why we're asking for a milk can that will be used in the pasteurization of this milk, and also carrying it, and a refrigerator to maintain its test. And when we are given this money, we shall be in position to generate a revenue of 1,200,000 shillings in a month. Join us as we improve nutrition for children. Thank you.
Okay, that was a great presentation from our first presenter. Now we want to listen from the judges. The question from the judges.
Thank you very much for the great presentation. I wanted to ask of the three groups, that is children 2 to 5, students, and slum dwellers. If you have already made some sales, which group have you made the most sale?
Okay, and the question from me is maybe almost similar to what Henry just asked you, especially for the target group of the babies. Who is your paying customer? Who exactly is buying for the babies? If you have already made some sales to them, and then what I seem to have missed hearing from you, what exactly makes your yogurt different from what is already existing in the market?
Thank you so much for the presentation. That was really precise.
Sorry. Maybe the judges would come closer to the microphone, to the PC they are using, because we receive the volume is low this side.
Okay. Are you getting me audibly?
Not so much.
Okay.
Okay.
Charles, I think it is a problem of your audio because all of us who are online can hear each other very loudly. So if there is a way to increase your volume in there, that would help. I don't think there is much we can do because I can hear Cyrus so well. I heard Mary so well.
Definitely. I think it's on their side.
Yeah, we are hearing.
Okay.
All the questions? Okay.
Okay, so my
say something for the presenter.
Busura, am I allowed to go on with the question or I can wait for now?
You can go on.
Okay, thank you. So my question was a subsequent one to that of Mary. Like what is really making this yogurt unique? He talked about one of his competitive points being the cost effectiveness, as in affordability. How is it really affordable compared to the other yogurt, which meets even the certification standards on the market, and like belonging to companies which have really big budgets? What's really making their yogurt unique to really compete with what is already existing in the market?
I think you can answer.
Thank you for the questions. With the questions I had, first one was among us, the three groups that I had, which one is the main group? The main group, we are targeting children aged 2 years and 5 years. That's the main target. And how is it different from other yogurts? I would say that ours is made with a purpose, because we get recommendation from the nutritionist, because it is specifically made for the babies with all the food values needed by the babies. And then how is it affordable? Well, according to our competitors, because with our competitors, when you look that you find that their products they take time to prepare, and also when the afford cannot be given to, and it is somehow cheaper and then it is not needed to be prepared, then given to the baby. Those are the questions that I had. Thank you.
Would you give us a picture of the prices? For example, similar milligrams of your yogurt, how much is it in comparison to the competitors in the market, like Lacto, to mention but a few?
It is we sell it at the cost of 2,500. The 500 meals. They sold at 2,500 for the target group that we are targeting.
Okay, the similar milligrams, how much do your competitors sell it in the market?
Well, that it depends on the location. Because in Kamuli, in Kamuli, they are selling it at 4,000.
Yours is 2,500.
Okay, I'm thinking the judges are done with their questions. Maybe if there is a few feedback to be given to the presenter, as also the judges are getting time to organize their work, and also this side preparing the next presenter also. We can listen to the feedback from that side.
I think that when you're starting up, it is important to focus on a particular group of customers so that you learn everything you need to learn from them. So if your main focus is on the children 2 to 5, I would rather that you concentrate on the children 2 to 5 and make the best product for children 2 to 5. I am guessing that when you're saying you are starting this business because of the problem of malnutrition, then that may not be what you are looking at when you're looking at students. So then you may not focus on which product deals with the real problem. If the problem is malnutrition, then you are going to manufacture your yogurt in a way that it is dealing with malnutrition, which I don't think is why you're selling the yogurt to the students. So for me, the feedback would be find a group of customers and concentrate on that, and then learn and then expand.
Thank you so much, Henry. Just a continuation of your feedback. By the way, the children wouldn't even be the customers. The children are the end users in the real sense of it, because they don't have money, they don't earn. But now, the right customer now might even be, I'm not saying it is, but it might even be the school canteens, where you need to take your yogurt, and now the children are able to consume from there. So you need to find out, you need to do your customer discovery and find out, is the children the real customer, the parents, or the school canteens, where you can find hundreds and thousands of children every single day, Monday to Friday. Because if you are targeting children, where are you finding children? If you are targeting parents, where are you finding parents? Because children are at home on weekends and parents are at work, or parents are in their gardens, depending in the local community you are in. So you need to figure out exactly who is the right customer for you, and also ensure that you have small packages, because literally children usually have 500, 1,000 to take home. If you can get those small packaging kind of materials, and then you have the yogurt, which is as less as 1,000, I think you can make more money if you are now targeting children, because children don't have income streams, and usually they want to spend on products which are not really expensive. Thank you so much.
Maybe one last one from me.
Okay, I
is,
think this.
Just one from me is, especially when you have a specification on which target group you would be working on, it would really, really help you to be able to clearly highlight why yogurt and what benefits exactly you would be offering. Let's say, for example, if it is the babies, then you would be able to highlight why yogurt, what benefits that yogurt has for the babies that can enable them to maybe grow and avert malnutrition. So you really want to figure out who your target group is, and then why yogurt, what is unique about your kind of yogurt that would help them meet the problem that they are having at hand.
Okay, thank you so much, the judges. And at this point, we would like our presenter to go off the stage as we are waiting for the next presenter. So our next presenter, the next group, they are in menstruation, and the group is called the Rafik Pads. Let's welcome them on stage. Okay, so the judge is ready. No, the timekeeper and the judges are ready, and the audience is ready to listen to you. You can start. Louder, the microphone is louder. Come here. And you speak louder.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Solange Pagula from Rafik. When we came here in Uganda, we came with my mother. She had no money. And when I went to leave, I only had to use a bit of clothes. So when I went to the school and the clothes slipped down and everyone saw it, so they started laughing at me. And I felt so ashamed that I remained home for a year. Infection is becoming a very big problem. A very big problem for girls with still having over 10,000 cases increasing daily. This is due to improper use of sanitary products, like infrequent changing of sanitary products and the use of other alternative materials like a piece of cloth and the cover and the lip, which results into reproductive tract infections and urinary tract infections when bacteria and the urinary tract. We provide reusable, comfortable handmade pads which are high absorbent and they are affordable and comfortable to put, and they are comfortable to put. We purchase the materials from local shops, and we gather like women between 10 to 15 women help us in cutting. We design the product, then we make it and ready for sale. So we go door to door to deliver our products to our customers. We even go to the shops, we give them, and go to the shop, we give them. Our customers are women. Our customers are women aged 18 to 40. 18 to 40. And we have so far managed to sell. We have so far managed to sell 40 pads, 50 pads, which gave us a revenue which gave us the revenue of 100,000 shillings. Out of it, but we are not the only ones in the market. So our products are affordable, and we focus on empowering women and building the community. What we need 900,000 shillings in order to buy 2 machines, and on the fund, 2 machines for 500 shillings and 5 for production. Here is our team, and we are all committed in order to help our community solve this problem of menstrual health.
Okay, thank you so much for the presenting. And the judges, we have 1 minute for questions, and then we shall have 2 minutes for responding to the questions, and then 3 minutes for the general feedback from the judges. So it is time for the judges to ask questions.
Thank you so much for the presentation, dear sister. My first question, who is your target customer? That's 1. 2, among the people you saw the sanitary towels, did someone just buy for them or they bought for themselves? If they bought for themselves, who are those customers you sold the first batch of your pads to? The last question is, why do you think you need 2 sewing machines at this point?
Yeah, and I think it would also be nice if you can let us know at how much you're selling your pads. And when you're responding to the question of who your target customer is, also tell us where they are located. If you specifically tell us.
I would be interested in knowing how much it costs you to make a pad. And then you also said you purchase materials from farmers. What sort of materials are you purchasing from farmers for making pads? And I wanted also to ask if you already have within your team the skills for using a sewing machine.
Okay, we can answer the questions.
Our targeted customers are women. Yes, they are women, because yes, and the one who bought, and there are still women who bought. They bought for their daughters and for themselves. And why do we need 2 sewing machines? And in order to make very many products in a day, that's why we need 2. And how much do I sell? I sell at 2,000 per pad. So in 1 package, we have 4 pads. So the packet will sell it for 8,000. And how much I use to make 1 pad? I use 1,500 shillings. And about the materials we get from local farmers, we get their cotton. And if in our group we have skills, yes, we have the ones who are skilled to use the sewing machine.
Yeah. Okay, let us receive feedback from the judges.
Yeah, I would like to go right ahead to share my feedback with you. So one misconception, especially around the product that you're selling, is there is a high likelihood that you have different customers who actually pay for your product, and then a different group who actually use your product. You mentioned that you're targeting people, women, girls and women between 18 to 40 years. I think the likelihood of women 30 plus to buy and use this product is a bit minimal in comparison to the younger women or girls. So maybe one task you might be interested in the next couple of weeks is to find out who exactly pays for your product, and then who uses your product. Is it the same? There might be a variance, and then you would know exactly who you want to focus on as your users and who your customers are.
I would want to also borrow the wisdom of Cyrus, knowing that you're in the refugee camp, you're working in the refugee camp, and we all know that that is a low-income community. I think that when you said you have sold 50 and got 100,000, I made my calculation very fast, and I thought, oh, a pad is at 2,000 only. That may be something good for the community that you are looking at. But then when you said you sell packets and each packet is 8,000, I lost it again, because if I'm in a refugee camp, I'm probably not going to pay 8,000 for pads. And these being reusable pads, I think it should be acceptable to pack 2 pads in a packet to make the price look reduced to 4,000. So if it is possible to also even pack a pad at 2,000 so that someone can have 1 pad, it is a reusable pads. Anyways, next month they can buy another one. I'm just thinking about how to market it to a low-income community. That is, if you're selling directly to them, if you're not selling through other organizations.
Like living in such a marginalized kind of community, as my previous judges have really echoed it well. You need to really find out who is your customer, and then you need to work on your numbers and make it as more affordable as you can, because you know that these people are not really earning. And if someone is living like earning well where they are living, maybe they would even be opting for disposable sanitary towels. You also need to go back. If you really made sales, let me repeat this. If you really made sales and it's not for presentation, you need to go back, meet those 50 people who bought from you and ask them what made them buy your product. And second, ask them another question: would they come and buy again in case those ones are done within the period of time you anticipate? You really need to find the right figures and then get the right answers from your previous customers, and also minimize the costs as much as possible and find out who is the right customer. Who is the right customer, not the use of your product.
Okay, thank you so much, dear judges. And because we delayed, we are going to do it faster. The next presenters are ready to jump on the stage. And of course, ever since we've been here since Monday, they have been preparing for this time. So they have no option other than being ready. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the next presenters on the stage. And that is Kiira. I want to confirm whether the judges are able to see the screen.
Yeah, we are seeing the screen.
Okay.
So, judges, Geoffrey here, if you could, with me, please check your WhatsApp. I just sent you the evaluation forms. After these presenters, we will give you a few minutes to fill out also for the first team that you can be able to use for the evaluation. So please check on your WhatsApp. If you can download it and you can fill it out. And then after the presentations, we'll send them back so that we can also share them with the teams that are presenting. Thank you.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Watio Emmanuel.
My name is Kiira. As of 2025, the police suggest the use of witchcraft to combat illegal activities, such as theft. And in Palabek, the region where we come from, over 5 youth who have lost their lives because of theft. And this is due to unemployment in their region. Over 2 million people reside in the northern part of Uganda. And out of them, 8,000 are youth who are currently facing the problem of unemployment due to limited job opportunities and skill mismatch according to the labor market demand, leading to poverty and instability. Although other people see challenges, we see opportunity. That is why, as Palabek Innovation Academy, we provide a free, responsible, and self-organized space which nurtures leaders, and not only, but also equip them with entrepreneurship skills. For us to make this happen, we look forward to a group of people who are made up of at least they are 18 to 30, they at least know or understand, speak English. They come from both refugee communities and host communities in order to make this happen. They at least have to be a minimum of unemployed of 1 year. Leading us to the reason why this has to happen is because of the increased unemployment rate, which is at 4.5% due to imports. And in order for us to make this happen, we have to at least equip 100 youth who can become impact drivers due to the social enterprises that they are willing to do.
We are not the only competitors on the ground, but what made us different, we are using a model which is tested and approved for almost 10 years and has been replicated in 20 different places. We offer entrepreneurship skill, business mentor, coaching, and also financial support. To make this happen, we collaborate with the local leaders and the community members, which help us reach out to them. Good. Then afterward, they join our scholar selection where we source out the potential one. After that, they join our empowerment model where it consists of applied for 2.5 months to overcome their limiting belief and also self-discovery. Then after that, they join the second stage, which is imagine, where they start ideating for the ideas. And after that, we believe that they can be able to graduate and come out with a social business enterprise which provide employment. We started this journey in June 2024 from Young International by joining Applied. Then after we went and do TOT, train our trainees. After that, we obtained a certificate in life coaching. Also, we have managed to attend professional development bootcamp. And also, we managed to write 5 co-limits to different funders. We are a team of serious, passionate entrepreneurs who are passionate about empowering youth in different strengths of fundraising, empowerment lead, and also community organization. That is why we are asking for 1.5 to help us in registration and also in agriculture as our part of sustainability. Thank you for listening.
Let's start questions from the judges for 1 minute.
I can go first. Is well done to this team and the teams that have presented before. I did not understand the numbers for this idea. Please let me understand the figures. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you clearly.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes, I'm saying I want to understand how you're making money. Maybe I missed it.
Okay. Valentine, your question is taken. I had the same question. What is your sustainability plan? How do you make sure that the Innovation Academy, Palabek Innovation Academy continues? I also wanted to ask if you think about the worst scenario that Palabek Innovation Academy has failed, what has failed?
Okay, I think we can answer.
Yes, thank you very much for the question. Currently, we are looking into agriculture, where so far we have spotted 1 acre of land for agriculture and also using vertical garden in order to cover some expenses in bidding.
And in addition to that, from the skills we have been able to acquire and the experience, at least we are able to sell some of our knowledge to the community members in exchange for some funds to enable us run the activities at the organization through entrepreneurship, coaching, or mentoring.
Okay, I think we can give the feedback to the presenter.
I think that for projects like these, we normally overlook sustainability plan. And when you start implementing, you will find out that this is actually very, very important. Your 3 team members, I hope that you already have a plan on what to do with agriculture. I've been to Palabek, and agriculture, I think, would be a very good thing to make money in Palabek. But I hope as a team you have a plan on who is going to be doing agriculture while we are still looking at the main thing, or how can the main thing itself generate for us money without diverting ourselves into agriculture, which is not our focus. Yeah, so for me, sustainability is very important, something that you will need to really think about seriously.
I think from the previous judge, Coach Othieno, that is a very key point which you need to think about. The more better you are in terms of fundraising, or in terms of looking for funding, the more impact you'll be able to create, or the more dependent you will be to the main Social Innovation Academy, maybe to support you. So it will depend on what you're planning to have. And then second, another challenge amidst the sinners, some is the power system. That would also be very important on how to emotionally handle issues when you face some challenges in terms of internal wrangle. When money comes in, that's something we overlook in terms of the team. I think we know also some sinners which have already separated. Some had things to talk about, but I usually want to speak about the unspeakable. Another unspeakable issue I would love to end with, you need to consider much, is ethical. When you are in Palabek and you are empowering boys and girls come beautiful. How are you sure that you really have a line between the mentee and the mentors, the leaders and those who are led? Those are also some other key issues which can break the teams, which can break the organization, and usually it's also it can even lead to different low scenarios. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, the judges. Let us, without wasting time, welcome the next presenters on the stage, and that is AquaLife. In the PowerPoint alone. Yeah. We use this, the old one. What is it? Time. Time. Let me just use this one. Okay. Let us. It is that one.
Given that water is the lifeblood of our planet, that it is a resource which is increasingly under threat. Today, we must confront against issue of water wastage, inform together and find a solution. Institutions, especially boarding schools, often having 300 students, each student uses 10 liters of water, and this has increased the cost of water in the school administration. On average, the school uses 6,000 liters of water per day, which is about 60,000 liters. about 60,000 children. And which results into water wastage, leading to increased water costs, poor personal hygiene, and water refillage. With that, that's when AquaLife comes with a solution of offering effective, sustainable, and easy-to-use water recycling system, which enables schools to save 80% of the water being used for what is to be reused. And our system is easy to use. Just get your used water, pour it into our solution. Within 30 minutes, water is ready to be reused. And we do this, in doing this, we start by collecting our materials, we wash them, then after we do the production process. And we are not only in the market, we are having other competitors. And how different are we? We recycle the water which is being used for domestic work like washing process, basic to be reused. And we believe that if we address the water wastage, we shall improve on the access of enough water for using in domestic work in schools. We are a team of spirits, each one of us having a role in the project. We are challenged with a charcoal crushing machine, and if we get it, we shall be able to produce more products in a day. Where we are using 3 hours to produce one product, we shall be producing 2 products in 3 hours. Thank you. Recycle water for yours.
Okay, so let us dive into questions from the judges.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed your presentation. I'm just curious to know if you could tell us about how exactly you deliver your service, because you mentioned earlier that schools and I think maybe households as well later. When you go to a household, what does the process look like from you collecting the water to purifying it? Do you offer them the system that purifies the water? Do you have to go there yourself? Maybe you could just clarify on that.
I feel like it's also a little bit confusing on my end. The presentation was nice, but the business model is not clear on my end. I don't know if it's the same challenge with you other judges. I need to hear a brief of their business model. How does it work? For example, if it's sufficient that we build water systems for marginalized communities like refugee camps, also schools, so that they you just put in your water and it purifies, and now children are able to take without boiling, ABCD. In the layman's understanding, would you take us through how your business model works? Like how do you operate so that it's clear to understand?
Yeah, thank you very much. I guess that is Angel presenting. I think the question that Mary and Cyrus are asking is a key question for us even to ask questions that will be useful to you moving forward. So if the people moderating there would allow you to just answer that question, and then maybe Mary and Cyrus would have other questions to help move forward. I have a chance that I've interacted with your project, so I may not be as confused. But yeah, if the person moderating would allow us, so that she just gives us what is your business? What are you doing? So that maybe the other judges can have, maybe they can think about good questions that they would ask to support you. Yeah, so maybe after that I can ask another question, or maybe I can also just ask that question because I don't know if the moderator will give us that chance. The question I wanted to ask is, how did you know this is an existing problem? How did you know that water wastage is an existing problem? And is the wastage itself the problem, or they don't have enough water to use? Why would anyone be interested in recycling water that they've used in Luero?
We have another question in the chat. From Mary, also talk about the numbers. How much do you charge for either one product or a service? You can answer.
Okay. The first question was the process. The process, how we do it. In case we get the customer, we start by collecting our materials. After collecting, we go to the exact site where our customer needs the system to be installed. Then we install it from there. After installing, there is no any work for the user. His work is only to get the used water. He or she pour into this solution, then he will receive the clean water for use. Then the next question was, how does it work? I think I have answered that. Then, how much do I charge for each product? It depends on the group, because I'm targeting the schools and the households. For the schools, one product, I charge 200,000 and as a profit. Then for the household, I charge 100,000 as a profit. Then how did I know that this is a problem? Through the customer discovery that I made, I found out that most of the water in schools, it is being used in washing clothes, bathing, and also cooking. And of which this is causing high cost for the school, and it leading down its economic growth, in other words. So that's why I came up with this solution of recycling, at least to enable the school to reduce on the costs of demand that they are expending in buying much water. I think I've answered all the questions.
Okay, I think the judges can give us feedback.
So for me, one key thing, especially when you're talking about what you do, it's really even better when you take a moment to clearly state whether it is a product or service that you offer, and also immediately mention the pricing. You don't want to wait for the audience or anyone who is listening to you to ask you about what price at which you're selling your product.
Yeah, and you want to avoid questions like, what business are you in? What are you doing? So we sell gadgets for recycling water. We install systems for recycling water. What business are you in needs to be clear to the people who are listening.
Okay, I think there is any question. We still have some time for feedback. Okay, the assumption is that the judges are done with the questions. That's why we hear that silence. Without wasting time, let us welcome the next presenters on the stage. And that is Farmfield. So be closer to the computer. The time starts when you start.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. In Farmfield, Uganda, where we advance urban farming for innovations. After realizing that students in urban schools of Uganda are challenged by lack of agricultural skills due to the theoretical nature of agricultural lessons learned, limiting their abilities to implement. At Farmfield, we came up with urban farming services where we design vertical gardens and give an expert trainings. And we work in a way that we approach the school's administration, negotiate resource map on the area where to start our workshop, then set up gardens and do monthly visits and maintenance. Not only that, we give also an end user training to the agricultural club. And we gain our revenue, our income by selling quality seedlings, setting vertical gardens, and giving end user training. We managed to stand out in the market in a way that we are accessible, affordable, and we have unique garden designs. We also give end user trainings, and we are a team of two. I have been made Kasumba, who is good at marketing, and also Kanyere Amos, who is good at production and field lead. We started this project in 2024, whereby we started by ideating this customer discovery for 5 months, made a contract with some urban gardeners where we managed to serve one client, and also we generated revenue of 683,000. However, with all that income, we never managed to, we didn't manage to however, we have an ask of gardening tools that cost over 1 M, and we believe if we set up gardens and train students in urban schools, they will acquire skills and implement. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let us have questions from the judges. Just a reminder, when you're talking, you have to focus here, because this is the microphone we have for the judges.
Thank you so much.
From the judges.
Thank you so much for the presentation. Yeah, an amazing idea. My question is, how much does it cost you to reach the level of installing this kind of urban garden or urban space for the schools. I mean, from going there to the training to installing, and then you receive the money. Like, how much do you put in, and then how much do the schools pay, and then the profits you get as a project. And the last one, the same line. Does the school continue giving you some more money, or it's a one-time payment?
I'll just add one more to what Cyrus has mentioned. In your presentation, you talked about your target groups, and I'm still quite interested in you telling us who exactly is your target market. But then also tell us, how do you get them? Do you just move from one school to another? And how many schools did you have to reach for you to be able to get the one that you served so far?
I'll respond to the question.
Yes, the first question was how much do I put in? In the first project, we invested over 352,000, whereby we managed to get 683,000 with a profit of 331,000. And who is my target group? My target group are the students in urban schools.
Questions are done? Okay, okay, I think we can receive feedback.
Thank you so much. You are having a great idea, because in most of the schools I studied in, we never had agricultural clubs. Clubs were more for this kingdom kind of attachment, then patriotism, impact around there. But we never had agricultural clubs, yet agriculture still remains the backbone of the entire country. And currently in urban schools, we have a lot of children who might even think that groundnuts just to grow as mangoes on top of the tree. Like, such adventures which you need to work upon creates a lot of opportunity for you. But I feel like you've not yet really understood the entire market bit of it, because even your answer was saying students is your target market in urban schools. I feel like it's schools, because you have to go and really ensure that you make these schools understand the worthiness of bringing this into the school. And I think the school can now put you under their budget. During my A level, the students who are taking agriculture as an option, they could even pay some money to do the practical bit of it. Maybe that money would be going to you, and it's paid per term, so that you have a continuous kind of revenue. The problem is there. You just need to understand how you craft this solution when it is not really so expensive, it's affordable, and it's really creating sense. If it's there at the school, they are able, for example, to have vegetables, and these vegetables can be cooked at school, maybe under their daily menu or their weekly menu, kind of that. But I think your customer at the schools, there's no way you would penetrate to have students as your customers when the school administration is not aware. So it's about you to go negotiate with the schools because they are the right customer for you.
Do we have more feedback for the presenter? Okay, thank you so much. And I think we can carry you. Let's welcome the next presenter, and that is Kiira.
Tears come back in my eyes whenever I remember the experience I had before joining Django International. I grew up in a family that was headed by a single mother with other 4 younger brothers. After finishing my senior 4, my mother couldn't afford to pay for my school fees to join the A-level. We only had one option of me starting working as a housemaid so that I can contribute some part of school fees for my brothers. It's unbelievable that I was nearly raped by the husband of the woman I was working for. After surviving that incident, that's why a team up linked me to join Django International. And after joining Django International, I got a chance of becoming a replicator. It's not only me who is facing that challenge, other youth in Michiana district are challenged by the problem of unemployment caused due to lack of job opportunities and lack of entrepreneurship skills. This has led them to participate in activities like drug trafficking, theft, and increasing the high levels of poverty. This has been witnessed by the report of YouBoss of 2024, saying that over 600 youths in Michiana are unemployed, and over 200 youth to over 2,100 youth are employed, leaving 40% of the youths in Michiana unemployed.
To provide a free supportive space that empowers youth with skills, mentorship, funding to build sustainable businesses.
At Lacto, we look into working with the youth with age from 18 to 30, both male and female, people who live near Michiana and Kastanda, earning less than $1 a day, unemployed and who can speak best English and who is ready to commit for our full program and coming from a marginalized background. So through empowering youth, we have different stages that they go through. That is our empowerment concept that consists of 5 stages, which as they apply that basically deals with personal development. We go to the emerging stage that deals with purpose alignment and concentration stage that deals with prototyping and also having a business idea. Finally, we go to the linking stage where businesses are able to be mandated to be registered, and finally, the mastery stage where the businesses graduate out from the process.
We are not the one in the market, but we are unique in a way that we provide startup capital to the scholars, we give them entrepreneurship skills, and we give them space for self-discovery.
We are a team of 4 determined entrepreneurs who have passed through the experience from Django International and well equipped with all the skills in facilitating and also business mentorship.
We started our journey in June 2024, where we joined Applied in Django International. We went for TOT training and we joined Emerging, and we had a coaching training, and we attended the Senior Summit and the Spark training, and we are looking forward to internship and implementation. We are asking for 1,230,000 shillings that will enable us register our organization as CBO and also creating our bank account, which will enable us fundraise money for implementation and also organizing workshops where we shall inform communities on our program and we organize the scholar selection for the where we select scholars that we shall deal with.
We are committed to transform communities to empowering marginalized youth. Thank you.
Okay, let us have questions from the judges.
Chiroto. I just love the name Chiroto resonating with dreaming. I think giving the youth another dream to imagine. I heard you talking about providing startup capital to your scholars or to the social enterprises which will be emerging from the academy. Where are you planning to have this money, or you already have this money before even asking for the funding today here? And what is your implementation plan in case that money is present? Are you giving it at once? Are you giving it in phases? How much? If it's in phases, how much per phase? Thank you so much, the Chiroto team, and amazing flowing presentation.
And I think, like, as earlier Henry had mentioned, would be nice to hear from you what your sustainability plan is and how you intend to actually implement that plan without derailing yourselves from the core purpose of your enterprise or your community.
I think we can answer the questions.
So we shall start with our sustainability part. So part of the money that is going to be used, 80% will be generated from the fundraising part where we shall be fundraising, writing emails, and also applying for grants. So another fundraising plan we have is to at least draw 60% of the food that we shall be consuming. See, most of the budget, operating budget, 60% goes onto the food. And also we are also looking into offering outside sessions since we are already equipped with some skills like in mentorship, book management, and also facilitating. So we shall be offering these services to the outsider community. So for the question of we providing funds to the scholars for product development, so this money, scholars will need to pitch for them. As here, we pitch for money for product development and also money for conservation. So we shall be providing scholars with money after being pitched for, and also if at all it's prototype money, there will be always a return on investment.
Where are you planning to get that money? I didn't get that clearly.
We are planning to get that money from the funding that we shall be receiving from our fundraising part.
Thank you.
Okay, we can receive feedback from the judges.
I think the idea of giving the startup capital to the emerging enterprises is something which is really needed. It's and it's really missing in the ecosystem. But even if you raise that money today, tomorrow, next year, you also need to have a very comprehensive plan on how to implement that. Things concerning money are always not easy to handle. Sometimes they need even the legal basis. Maybe you need a lawyer if you reach the other extent of you looking for the return on investment in those enterprises. So you might also need a lawyer to guide in there. But it's a very great idea, but you also have to assume the reality that it's also a risk that one way or the other money might not get back because businesses fail, as statistics states. But it's a good idea. We wish you the best. Most of the feedback we gave to Palabek also applies to you. You just need to sit down and see how you're going to do that, and how you might also persevere maybe in the first months when the money is not there and you are younger youth and you need money to move on in life, kind of that. But the passion there stands in better. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. For that, let us clap for the presenters as they move out of the stage. We are remaining with a just full presentation. And for that reason, let's welcome the next presenter, and that is Greenit. Wow.
My name is Shamira from Greenwich, Uganda. With the push of the modern fast-paced life, plastic disposable cups have become a vital part in our lives. The convenience that these cups provide enables us to take our drinks from anywhere, anytime. This causes an increase in the number of plastic waste generated. It is estimated globally that 500 billion plastic disposable cups are used annually. That means 1.3 billion cups are discarded daily, contributing to a significant amount of waste generated globally. Most of this plastic waste is mismanaged, ending up as litter, and eventually it ends up in waterways, ending up in oceans, and contaminating the ecosystem. As Greenwich, to solve this, in the era of sustainability, reusing and recycling is not enough because either way the plastic will end up in the environment. As Greenwich, to solve this issue, we've come up with a product called Chumi that is unedible, nutritious, chemical-free, and delicious cup. We source our main product, the fruits, from female vendors and farmers, and generate our revenue through direct product sales to the juice vendors that are our customers. And with time, we hope to offer customization and branding services. Our product is a 2-in-1, heat resistant, and due to its nutritional value, it often acts as a food supplement. We are a team of 3 enthusiastic of three enthusiastic individuals passionate about making an impact, both socially and environmentally. Over the past 2 weeks, we were able to develop our prototype and we have developing our minimum viable product that we sold a unit at 1,200, netting over 20,000. With the push of a modern fast-paced life, we are seeking for 1 million Ugandan shilling to get cup molders and an oven to increase on our production from 2 units per hour to 30 units per hour. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. We can have questions from the judges.
Thank you so much for the amazing presentation and also the eco-friendly idea which you are bringing in the market. I also need to hear about the market. What is your target market? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? And where do you think will be your base of operation? I mean your area of operation, and then I try to see how it aligns with the market. Also, secondly, I want to hear about how you made the MVP, because it looks like a sophisticated kind of process to manufacture. Take us through, how did you make this and how much it cost? Which cost did it really take for you to have it done? And then what was the feedback from your personas, your first people who tested how functionable is your packaging products? Thank you.
Yeah, I would also have a few questions around the functionality. If you could tell us, how long does the cup hold a liquid or a fluid before it can cease to work? Is it 5 hours, or just tell us how long? And then also, I think I could have missed how you sell it. In what quantities do you sell a piece? Do you sell a pack of maybe 12, and at how much do you sell them? And also, maybe if you could still once again tell us, what exactly are the key elements that you make this out of? You mentioned fruits, but if you could tell us, what exactly do you use to make the cups?
Yeah, in simple terms, just to re-echo on the last question from Mary, is take us through your value addition cycle. For example, I'll tell you, we meet the farmers, we get the ginger, then we we go for cleaning, then we go for slicing, drying, grinding, packaging, delivery. Take us through your value addition cycle.
Okay, you're good to go.
The last question. So we source the fruits from signal vendors and farmers, but these fruits are those that have been rejected by the market because they are maybe too small.
We're struggling to hear you. The sound is a bit obstructed.
Otherwise, we source from them at a lower price and selling them from them a lower price. Yeah.
Yeah, if the moderator could help us so that the presenter get closer to the device, otherwise the audio we are not hearing.
Pardon?
Your audio is not really clear, as the previous judges have stated. Moderator, try to ensure that we listen to the audio very well.
Thank you very much. Our value addition cycle starts with us purchasing fruits that have been fruits from female vendors and farmers that have been rejected by the market because they are too small or have ripened too fast or they are bruised. So technically, these fruits are still good to go, but just imperfect for the market. So to prevent these female farmers from incurring losses, we purchase these at a low price and take them through our production process, which starts with blending or grating the fruit and adding them to salmon and other ingredients like vanilla, honey, all that. And that's how we. And then after that, for now, since we don't have molders and ovens, we use small stainless cups as our molder, and we only have 4. So it takes us along 1 hour to produce 2 cups. That's our value addition and our production process. What fruits we use mostly are using banana and mangoes because they are the ones that are available this time and low. How we sell it, we sell 1 for now because it is like that and we are making very few, so we can't start selling them in about how long it holds the liquid. For a good time, it holds it for minutes, and then it starts to show up to 15 minutes. The feedback from the people who tasted this, some was good and some was bad, but the bad is good to our side to develop it the more. So it was had some flavors, more taste, and the head packet. Basically, we make them with the hand and use a homemade oven, time and saucepan and chocolate. Yes. Our target market are this vendors for the start. Thank you very much. Those were the questions.
Okay. Thank you so much for answering those amazing questions. Let us receive feedback from the judges.
Maybe before feedback, she can quickly state this for me. How much do they sell each compared to the competitors in the market? If really they are competitors in the market and they have done research, the competitive kind of pricing.
Our competitors, most of them don't make in the paper disposable bags and disposable bags, sell in bulk. And as we are selling individually, each unit costs 1,200.
Hope has answered the question. Let us receive feedback.
Thank you for the presentation. You have a great product. Looking at the challenges that we have right now, especially with plastic, I was wondering if it needs to be marketed as a cup or as food. But yeah, I think that you aligned the problem and the solution so very well. Moving forward, I think that now the look of your product is going to be very important. And focus on how your product looks so that you start marketing it. It is not a product that needs a lot of pitching. If you build that product so well and you market it, you will create a great business. So focus on the product, find a good mold, focus on making sure if it is chewable, it is something that either has the nutrients you're talking about or it is nice in someone's mouth. I think it is a great product.
Thank you so much, the previous judge. As you've really stated, this is an amazing product, and having moved through different restaurants in town, in Kampala, if not, I've literally not found any in the market. It might be there, but I've not seen any. And I remembered my childhood when we used to go and buy ice cream, but one of the background kind of idea was to go and have those ice cream cones which were eatable, so that you could finish the ice cream and you also eat the cone. This would be amazing, especially for children to finish and eat the cup. It might not be to people who have aged, maybe 40, 50, 60, 70, but for the young lads, it's an amazing product. Things which will really be very key for you to make this product successful in the market, it would be the appearance, as Othieno stated. Costing will also be very key, because if it's expensive, then the business owners might not prioritize it over the other products. Then longevity. How long is it able to hold the drinks? Is it only for cold drinks like juice, ice cream, ABCD, to mention but a few, or it can also work for hot ones like coffee, tea, ABCD. Thank you so much. Wishing you the best.
Okay. Thank you so much. We're about to get done with the projects that I'm going to present for today. And let us welcome one of the last three projects that we have for today. Let's welcome NutriCycle on the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Viola.
And I'm Ochen Eli.
The type of farm Uganda, investing in our project, but unprofitable at the end, working tirelessly, day in and day out, but no gain. It pains.
Ladies and gentlemen, piggery farming is among the major agricultural practice in Uganda due to the quick returns in investment. However, piggery farmers have continuously been challenged with the high cost of the feed in the market. According to the Parliamentary Feed Bill 2023, animal feeds account to about 70% of the production cost. This alone, many farmers cannot afford, forcing some of them out of business, hence leading to increased levels of poverty.
As the Reusable Farm Uganda, we came up with a 2-in-1 liquid pig feed booster, which is relatively cheaper and nutritious, rich in amino acids, protein, and vitamins. Sourced from locally available resources, including agricultural waste, water weeds, and black soldier fly. This booster increases the appetite of the pig, that's increasing on the intake of the animal.
We apply 1 liter of our booster in 5 liters of water or any other liquid, be it maize bran, we give it to the animals. This will boost the animals to eat a lot, and in turn, they'll grow fat and become healthy.
We do collaborate with animal youth, single mothers who help us in the sourcing of the organic waste and also water weeds. And this helps us to go in the processing and marketing sectors. We do generate our revenue not only from the booster, but also from other products we get as
Our total addressable market in Uganda is estimated to be around 47.6 million, and our serviceable attainable market is 58%, is estimated to be 58% of our total addressable market, which is 27 million, and our serviceable obtainable market is 3.5 million.
We are targeting pig farmers, and we do market our product door to door, social media, and also
We are not in this business alone. We have other competitors, but what makes us unique from our competitors is that as Unicycle Farm Uganda, we provide a 2-in-1 animal booster, which is in liquid form, which the other competitors cannot.
We are a team of dedicated city youths and experienced in different departments of production.
We started our journey in October 2024, where we ideated. Then in February, we prototyped, and currently we are producing about 5 jerry cans a week. However, our goal is to produce around 30 jerry cans a week. So our ask is about $500, which will help us buy a machine which is used for grinding, which can help us reach our goal of 30 jerry cans per week and 120 jerry cans a month.
Enhance with us such that will improve on the level of age health fund.
Okay, thank you so much for presenting. I have just simple question. I don't know whether the judges, the slides have been moving.
No, the slides are not moving, and if you can, please just move them through so that we see maybe the figures.
Okay. I noticed it, but I was thinking of not interrupting the presenters. So the figures, is it moving now? Let us get from the start. Okay, I think I've tried to move the slide.
Thank you, Charles. And thank you, NutriFeeds, for your presentation. Just a few questions from me. The first one is, why single mothers? Why not any other group that you would choose to work with? And then secondly is, when you're talking about your competitive advantage, you said you have, or you offer a 2-in-1 benefit or boost. What exactly do you mean by 2-in-1, which is different from what others offer? And also, I could have missed it while you were presenting, but what are the packages and at how much do you sell? And also talk about your unit costs of production.
Yeah, I also heard that you produce 5 jerry cans in a week. I would be interested in knowing how much you sell of the 5 jerry cans you produce in a week.
Okay, I think you can answer. Right. Okay.
For
Why
some reason,
single mother?
Cyrus has shared with us the
Single
feedback
mother
from
and unemployed youth because single mothers have been struggling recently in getting what to eat because like feeding their children because they don't have a head over them. Then why it's a two-in-one benefit? It's a two-in-one benefit in a way that the pig can just take it as water, like take it in that liquid form, and still generates all the benefits. Or we can mix it with the locally sourced food, just sprinkle it around and on the locally sourced food, like maybe potato leaves. Then it will boost the pig's appetite and it will eat a lot, not like just giving it in a way without sprinkling.
There was another question of what's the competitive advantage. I think Ella has tried to elaborate it. Our competitive advantage is that our products is sourced from the locally available resources, and it contains most of the nutrients, as I mentioned, like proteins, vitamins, and amino acids, due to the ingredients we use, including the black soldier flies.
About the unit cost, 1 liter goes for 1,000 shillings. That's our unit cost. Then our selling price is 2,000 shillings. And the cost of 5 jerry cans is 125,000 because a 20-liter jerry can goes for 25,000. And when you produce 5 jerry cans a week, we are generating 125,000 shillings.
Questions are done? Okay, I think we can receive feedback from the judges.
There is one more question from Cyrus in the chat.
Okay, we have one question. Let me read it. Share with us the feedback from the customers who have used your product so far. The question is saying, share us the feedback you've received from the customers who have used the product so far.
The customers have given us a positive feedback. There is one we have been working with for the past 2 weeks. It's continuously buying our product, saying that because he's using it on the pigs which have been with, it says the pigs can forget the breast milk from their mother and eat this normal food which they give other pigs in a shorter period of time than how they used to be. And also they are growing fat and they are very healthy.
Okay, I think that one takes us to feedback session.
Coming in for feedback, I would love to have a small answering from the presenter. You said the 1 liter would be costing 2,000 Ugandan shillings. What is the usage levels? Like that 1 liter, how often do I have to give it, for example, to my piglet? If I have just one piglet, how often? Is it 5 times a week? And how many liters do I have to spend in a week or in a month? I want to do my feedback from there. Am I the one who is not hearing anyone in the background?
I think she deserves is muted, and that is the device they are using. So they need to unmute. Ask them to unmute.
The question was how often to a farmer, especially that one who is having 1 pig, how often does a liter of our solution take in?
And in the presentation, we said you mix 1 liter of the pig booster into 5 liters of water. And it depends to how often a farmer feeds his or her pig. So in calculatively, we calculated a farmer who is having over 5 pigs, feeding it in 2 times a day, feeding it on the booster well mixed according to the mixing rate, which is 1 to 5. It's 1 full gel can take him for over 2 weeks to 1 month, according to how he or she feeds his pigs.
Okay. Thank you so much. So I wanted to see how much money I would spend if, not even if, for me, who has some pigs. For example, you say that one jerry can, which has 5 liters, and that is 10K. Okay, the period of 2 weeks. I feel like this is within the affordable range, and because usually if I use the other kind of not the natural ones, I buy them for 50,000 and then mix it into the feeds of 100 kilograms. So this seems much compared to your 10K I have to spend within the same period of time, and this would be something amazing. What will make your product work is the functionality. I usually mention this. When it comes to products, which people have to use as people or people have to use on their farms, it's about functionality. The rest won't make sense if the pigs, the cows, etc. doesn't really benefit from the product. Once this is working, like, you are limitless. No one can limit you. No one can make you not move on. Just if it functions and you make more sales, you just need to certify the product. So now you really works within the legal kind of framework. Thank you so much. Wishing you the best.
Do you have more feedback? Okay, assuming that the feedback is done,
and ground involvement.
That's where how
I think we can repeat that. Stand near the computer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Zukibes Irene.
I'm Kiira from Team IIO,
a non-profit which aims at tackling unemployment in Rwanda by creating social enterprises. According to Human Rights Watch, between 6,000 and 8,000 are youths that are arrested in detention centers due to illegal activities for generating money. And according to National Institute of Statistics of Rwanda, 20.5 or 5.39 million are youths that are challenged by critical unemployment due to limited job opportunities, lack of practical entrepreneurship skills, and while they search for an existent job, their creativity and innovation is stifled, which leads them to theft and drug trafficking, gang involvement, and means of earning money.
That's where we come in. We provide residential style, free residential learning space, and to equip you to provide, to launch their social enterprises. And we empower marginalized youth with impactful social enterprises that create opportunity to other youth to create their own opportunity, reduce unemployment in the community. And we work in a way, we start from community outreach. We take scholars through selections and registration, and then we take through them in discovery phase. After discovery phase, they pass through incubation, where they start from ideating to solution, and they continue with the focus phase, where they focus through the market and find out if their problem solving fitting their market, continue with the expansion where they register their business and they graduate from became alumni.
We started this journey in June at the Django, where you had training from AquaLife and you earned certificate of personal development, and you also had workshops in December, and we met local leaders in Rwanda in January, and we are now in the participation stage.
We are not alone in this way of tackling this unemployment issue. We are with the Technical Vocation Training Center and Rwanda's Global Business Service. We are unique in the way we provide entrepreneurship skills, especially in social entrepreneurship, mentors and coaching, and also senior network. We connect our youth with another senior location to get more about social entrepreneurship skills. And also, we recognize that driving youth impact requires like-minded organizations and individuals. That's why we seek the support of 915,000 Ugandan cedis to be able to provide this project, help our scholars to learn from online and continuous presentation.
We are a team of 4 individuals that are determined to create changes in personal development, professional development, finance, and we believe that empowered youth create jobs.
Let us receive questions from the judges. Hello.
I think the challenge we have is the same. We have the same questions for the people who are replicating. what is the sustainability plan? Do you have a sustainability plan? Have you put in place a sustainability plan?
The ability model is structured in a way that we will have an English school in Rwanda, since we acknowledge that there is a demand of English lessons, and we will be able to do one of English classes that will provide at least 10K per month. And if we have like a 50 students to attend that class, we'll be able to generate 500,000 per month. And we also plan to do agriculture so that we supplement our budget on meals. Also, we will be able to save our skills as we are acquiring the skills about financial and another training, especially about professional skills, where we be able to save those skills to earn money.
Okay. I think the question has been answered. If there's any feedback, or we can also refer with the previous lubricators feedback.
But I think also one thing
Okay, thank you so much. We are going to receive our last presenter for today. Hope I'm not mistaken. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Refugee Basketball Academy as our last presenter for today.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Palabek. I'm from the Refugee Basketball Academy. I know all of you are seeing basketball, but me, I'm not seeing it as a basketball. This is life-changing. This sport changed the milestone of life all over the world. Let's meet Jonathan. Jonathan is a refugee in Uganda since 2000. Jonathan is a refugee in Uganda since 2015. Jonathan is being able to go to school due to the financial issue of the family. This is the same reality that are facing many other refugees in Uganda. By staying without doing any activity, they are starting to spend their time by doing bad things that is not benefit for their future. The refugee in Uganda, with the report of UNESCO, 7% of refugees are not going to school. This is confirming us that 57% of refugees are just staying without any activity. And this is creating them a mindset that to have a better life abroad, they are just waiting for a resettlement for a better life. That the resettlement is taking 20 to 30 years to have that resettlement. This is the issue that are facing refugees in Uganda. That's why we come with this solution. Jonathan was experiencing this problem, and the only thing that Jonathan knows to do is to playing basketball. And basketball changed the life of Jonathan. Basketball gave an opportunity for Jonathan to start. And this is the experience that we get for Jonathan and we want to change the life of many other refugees. We are training them, develop them personal development, and connect them to different opportunities. We are recruiting refugees through a community engagement. We are creating games and we put refugees together. We are training them with basketball skills and we give them personal development. with discipline, teamwork, and many other exercises that can be benefits for them. We are connecting them with opportunity by exposing them to key competition or in our social media where they can get an opportunity. For them who are able to go to school, we give them a scholarship. For them who are not able to go to school, we give them a job employment, either to be a coach or to be part of a team that can pay them. We are getting money to tournament. When we are creating a tournament, we have a free subscription. We are getting also money when we are providing an opportunity to a player either getting a scholarship or to be a coach of a team. We are getting some revenue. We are also getting revenue when we have our coaching services for personal training for people who want our services to get personal training, and for school who want a coach. We are targeting refugee youth, male and females, aged 10 to 25 years that are living in Kampala. We also target schools and universities that are providing scholarship opportunities and organizations, donors that are supporting youth development and refugees. We are not alone in this market, but what makes us different with our competitors is we are targeting refugee youth, and we have a long-term impact by giving a free training for refugees and access to training and a long-term impact like those scholarships. Since our launch in August, we have been able to start with 17 players, and for now we have 52 players. We have been able to receive a fund for 1.2 million that will allow us to rent the place where we are training and to buy some materials, necessary materials. We give 2 scholarships and connect one coach to a school that is getting money for now. We are calling for action for 1.6 million to allow us to do legal registration that can make us connect and get key partnership that can make us continue forward. And we want 400 to buy that can allow us.
Okay, let us receive questions from the judges.
I heard you say the ways you're making money, several ways. I wanted to ask which one of those makes you the most money if you have made that money already? And also in total, how much money have you made apart from the grant that we have seen 1.2 million from Red Salt? How much money have you made from the project itself?
Which is the best way in our revenue model. By creating a tournament, you can be able in 1 month to generate a big amount of money. That I mean, by creating tournament is our better way to generate money. And the second question: how much money did you gain after receiving grant from Red Salt? In that money, the first thing we get was to get the place where we are training and to buy some necessary materials. But when we connect those 2 players in scholarship, we haven't been able to receive that money. We wanted registered in FUBA to make school players after connecting a player in the scholarship. We need first to be registered in FUBA, and we was able to train our player and participate in the tournament, and that money helped us. Those materials that we bought helped us to build the team that was win the tournament that we won 500,000.
Any question more or feedback?
I think the revenue model is still confusing to me. It is important that you can see exactly how you are going to be making money so that you can put your efforts into that. I will not. If I'm building a project, I would not depend on tournaments, for example, because anything happens in. So the question is, how do you proactively make money? Because a tournament for me, it's like a chance. But how do you, are you building ways to make sure that there is an income coming in? For example, I think I heard you saying the people that you recruit, maybe when people are joining, there is a membership fee for each person who, or there is an amount that they pay recurring, so that you are sure that there is an amount that is coming, not dependent on chance. And I used that just as an example. You can think broadly on what is it that you have power over that you can help you to generate revenue.
Okay. If there's no any feedback, we clap for the last presenter for today. About to reach the end of today, and judges are going to get some humble time, organize, and make a decision. The award for today that the winner goes away with 1 million. One. The winner for today goes away with 1 million Ugandan shillings, and we are going to let the judges do their work. As we are just waiting for only 7 minutes, but 7 minutes, we leave this place when we know the winner for today. And maybe we'll see also some general feedback from the judges.
Yes, hello. So I am here with you guys, and we'll just take a few minutes to have you guys discuss and decide who the winner will be. So again, you guys know the drill, so just make your decision, and entirely up to you. How you do it is up to you. I mean, you can use the evaluation forms, but also would want you to send back those forms so that we can share with the teams, and they can be able also to know where they need to work on and what specifically they might work on. So over to you guys.
Hey.
Thank you so much, Omoding. Thank you so much for organizing that dynamic presentation. For the fellow judges, thank you for staying here since the start up to where it has been a longer period of time. Since we even had an hour where the presentations were not ongoing. I wasn't able to fill the forms because it has been a marathon on my end, but I think I've given feedback whenever it was due. I don't know what is going to be the mode of discussion, but maybe for me, I found 3 projects, which I feel like if they get the money, that this money can be really utilized, and maybe the project can show substantial impact tomorrow or next month. The one for eatable cups, which was making the cups which can be eatable from fruits. It was a great idea. The question is about the functionality. And then the NutriCycle, those guys who makes feeds. It was also a good idea. It's all about the functionality, but I feel like they can get the money and boost the production and then sell tomorrow. And also, the last one was for yogurt. Yeah, I felt like if that team could go to schools and then they continue, they can make more ice cream and yogurt. Usually kids love it, and it's a little bit easier to sell if you are not really expanding, because now you need certification. Those are the three projects I felt like they were worth it for me getting it. Not to only being worth it or being the best, but I felt like if they get the money today, they can use the money into production, and then these businesses can move a step forward. I would love to hear from you, other judges.
Thank you for starting us off, Chibajo boy. I agree. I think the easiest for us would also be to just rank, and then we give the money to the people that we think the money will be useful to. I would also rank Chumi. I called them Chumi. I can't remember what the name was. I ranked them first. NutriCycle be the second. I can't remember their ask, but I think for me, I would not go beyond this. The person in third place would actually be just as you mentioned. But for me, for the use of funds, I would not go beyond these two people. I would either give all the money to the guys doing the cup, or I would give much of it to the guys doing the cup, and then part of it to NutriCycle.
Okay. And I had basically, for me, I didn't go beyond 2. And it is quite interesting, even from the Green Eat, for me, was the first one. And looking at their business model, well, they said currently they're able to produce, I don't remember what she mentioned, how many they're able to produce, but the pieces are still few. And yet they could very easily make sales. So I think a good support could go to them. And similar for me was NutriFeed, because I think I have seen the production process, for example, from Evergrow. These are things that are very easy to make, and yet the availability of the market is like, it's right there, easily accessible for them. And I feel like, especially because this kind of money is not too much, they could easily make the most out of it. So for me, it's the 2. But then how I thought I would split between the 2, I think I would give Granite a bit more money. I don't remember what they wanted, but I think I would give them like 60% and then 40% to NutriFeeds.
So just so you know, we have 1.2, not 1 million, so 1.2. So you can then decide how you want to split based on how your conversation goes.
From the money we have, for me, my suggestion is that number one gets, we are going to conclude on that, but I feel like for me, number one would get 800. And then number 2 would get 400. So that number one really gets some worth money, which can do something, instead of really number one taking something really small. If it was 1.5, I would give number one 1 million and number 2 500. So for me, 800 and 400. If you agree with that, then maybe we can continue with who is in the first place and who is in the second place.
For me, it looks like, according to what I've heard, if I heard well, Chibajo boy, you also think that the number one is the guys with that is Green Eat, I think. That's the same people that Mary said, and that is the same people.
Are those the guys making eatable cups?
Yes, the guys who are making the cups.
Yes, I agree as number one.
Yeah, so we would consider them for number one, and then a NutriCycle would come next. I agree with having 800,000 to 400,000, so that you also don't just split it in a way that the money will be useless to both of them. So at least if we can make the money useful to one team, I pray that the other team can also use it well, but at least 800, I think, can be very useful to the people who are doing the camps.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well.
Okay, if that is the agreement, maybe the other thing that I would want us also to talk about is there feedback, general feedback, or also specific to the projects that were selected? What, based on your perspective, what would they need to pay attention to, and also generally feedback for everyone? So maybe you can also decide, and then if there is feedback, then you can decide who will give what feedback and who will announce what.
Yeah, I did take note of a few things. I think for me, there were three main areas that I thought cut across a couple of enterprises. So one of them was
Mary,
around the...
just a minute. I think maybe before you go into that, maybe we could first decide on who is going to talk about it so that that person can take note. And then once it is announcing, that person knows what to talk about. So maybe you guys can first decide on who will do what. Then now we can go into discussing the feedback.
I think me and Othieno, being gender supportive, we are going to delegate the powers to our outspoken Mary to deliver our feedback. And then Henry, who do you think is going to announce the winners?
You are always the one announcing winners. Why do you want? You announce winners.
The way you said it, that sounded like I'm a Museveni kind of.
Sorry, Museveni is a great guy.
That is sarcasm. So it's okay. So Mary, we are stating the points you noted down so that maybe we could give you our additions.
Okay. So the first one that I captured was around the target group, because I felt like a couple of them either had more than one target group, or for some of them it wasn't clear at all. And I felt like a couple of them had that issue. And then the second one for me was around the uniqueness of the product. Somehow I felt a good number of the enterprises were mentioning things like affordability and really broad, and not going to the detail of what exactly sets them apart from the existing alternatives, saying things like just 2-in-1, and you wouldn't know what exactly that is. And then the third one for me was around the solution. A couple of us had to ask maybe at different points, how do you package it? What are the quantities? What are the unit costs of production? How much are you selling it at? And I thought those are things that they could also really take note of. Over to you, Henry and Cyrus.
For me, thank you, Mary. Very beautiful points there. For me, I think my biggest challenge is every time I'm listening to people who are presenting the replicators, sometimes I want to not listen because I already know what they're going to present. So for me, feedback needs to also go in that direction. And I know that this might be hard because probably Sina has set a structure and somehow people feel like they're supposed to be within that structure. I would want to be in a presentation like this where I can hear someone present something different. And I don't mean that something that diverts totally from what Sina is trying to create. But it would be nice also to hear some people come up with new ideas, for example, on sustainability. And even the empowerment. I looked at these guys from Rwanda, the way they made their empowerment, they decided to use different words I was looking at the words and they mean exactly the same things that we see on the boards in SINA, but at least they used different words. I would love to see people come up with something creative, and who knows, these things can be adapted, taken up by other people who are implementing the SINAs in different places. So for me, that would be the feedback for especially the replicators, that they need to also begin to think beyond the structure they have. The structure they make sure that whatever they are doing is not fighting the current structure, but it is adding on to the structure.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Henry. I think I'm going to start by making an addition on that last point of yours on the replicators. I feel like also they need to think more out of the box, and maybe they don't need to start at the same point where SINA starts. Maybe for me, I have a model, and it starts with the youth who are struggling with small businesses in the communities. Maybe they are not so innovative, and we see how these businesses can literally generate more income, create more employment, and they don't need to be really disruptive. Like a young girl might be just making daddies and a lot of other cookies for school-going children, and how we support that girl to have something like that, something well. Another one might have a stall for guineas, and the stall is not tidy, is not organized. When it rains, it's not fine. And maybe how to make this stall like really nice, that Othieno can stop his car and make an order when he's going back home, something like that. And it's not only everyone to think and create a new kind of business, not to start at the same level. Like, that would be amazing. That's one. Then number two would be about, I feel like in the entire kind of training, maybe none of them trained an elevator pitch, because it seemed like those who had products, it was literally hard for us to comprehend briefly what they are really offering. To state what they are really offering within one sentence, it was literally hard. It was so comprehensive, it wasn't precise at all. So on that, they need to be really clear. They need to set what they are doing. What is the problem in simple terms, and then what are they offering, and how do they offer their solution? And then the last one is about functionality. We can speak the entire English, we can speak the entire business language, we can speak too much feedback before these guys. But once they have a product and the product is not functioning, it's nonsense. It doesn't make sense at all. At the end of the day, they need to work hard. They need to be ready to iterate and ensure that their product is nice. Are you having these feeds for animals? Does it really create value to the animals? Do my pigs really gain 5 kilograms a month instead of the 3 kilograms they were gaining previously? Kind of that. Is this eatable cup really not sour? Is it really tasty? Is it really holding water, the juice, and everything within the acceptable time? Maybe an hour. We are having coffee and we are jazzing, and we are not going to be panicking to take the coffee within only 20 minutes because the cup is going to get moist. So for me, those are my points, Mary.
Okay, thank you. I've taken note of this.
All right, so I'm going to go back and we'll start with the feedback. And then after that, we'll go into the announcing. So I'm just walking back to where everyone else is. Okay. And you guys, I'll hand it over back to you.
We get ready to listen from the judge. Okay. Hello.
Hello, hope you can hear me. Hey, Charles, could you give me a sign that you can hear us clearly?
Mary.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. And we've come to the close of today's presentations. And we, the judges today, Cyrus, Henry, and I, would like to start off the closing process by giving some feedback regarding the pitches and the presentations that we've had today. And if at any point you're not able to hear me well, please give me a sign, but I hope you can still hear me good up to now. So what we will do now is to provide some general feedback. A few of it will be very specific, but then we will provide some feedback based on the areas that we felt and we heard based on your pitches that you would need to dedicate a bit more time in order for you to improve. And I would like to start it off by highlighting the purpose of the stage that you guys are in right now. So you guys are currently in the concentration stage, and in the concentration stage, the biggest thing that you want to focus on is to make sure that the problem and the solution really has a fit and that you are able to test if your product is actually needed in the market. And you would know that based on whether the customers are willing and able to pay for the product or the service that you're offering to them. And one of the key things that we noted and we would like to encourage you on the functionality of your products. And what we mean there is a wide range of products and services that you guys presented today. The key question you need to ask yourself is, does it actually work? Does the animal booster or animal feed actually work as you said? And so you want to constantly be able to reach to the customers and get all the feedback that you can get from them in order for you to improve your product and make sure that it actually works. Does the cup work? For how long does it take? Does it work the same way if someone is using the cup for a cold drink versus a warm drink? You need to check all these kinds of things to make sure that your product and your service is actually functioning the way you state it to be functioning. And if that is the case, then it could easily translate for you to be able to make the sales and generate the revenue that you need to. And the second one that we would like you to take note of relating to that is your target market and your target group. We noticed a couple of you either had a wide range of target group segments or it wasn't very clear. And so we really encourage that, especially at this point, if you have a wide spectrum of different target group segments, you want to look at the numbers, look at the problem, who is facing the problem versus who your target group is, and if that is actually the target group you want to focus on. And it's really, really highly advisable that at this point, you focus on one at least, because that will help you to get feedback. It will help you to understand if they're the ones who are actually facing the problem that you are setting and are the ones who are actively looking for the solution that you are offering to them. And then the other one that we also thought you guys could take note of is your uniqueness and how you present it. How exactly and what exactly sets you apart from other people who are doing something similar to yours, and to really avoid being very, very broad or being vague in the statements that you make. If it is that you are using a particular ingredient in your yogurt, which is different from what others are doing, please mention that and mention it very clearly as your uniqueness. And then the other part that we also thought about is when you're talking about your solution, it will be really, really great or even better if you mention what exactly is your solution. How does it, what is it? Is it a product? Is it a service? Is it a gadget? Is it both products and services that you're offering? What quantities are you offering? And at how much are you offering? What are your unit costs of production? All this information should be availed when you're talking about your solution at that point. And we also feel one key thing that we seem to have missed out is around the structure of your pitch, how you are presenting. What would have been even better for us who are listening to you is if you took the style of an elevator pitch, that you're able to state what is the problem, talk about your solution, and how your solution is solving that problem without being a bit general or broad like some of you did, which was a bit hard for us to understand. No wonder some of us had to ask certain questions to help us to understand what exactly you do. And yet this is something that you could have already said in your presentations. And then the last thing that we'd like to talk about is especially for the replicators. This feedback goes to the replicators. Now, we understand that for replicators, you might be presenting to us who seem to already be aware of what solution you're offering and what you do. However, we would really like to encourage you to really think outside the box, become creative in how you present the problem, the solution, what exactly you do. And I think we would like to highlight one example from the random replicators. This particular team took the empowerment structure and gave different names to it. That could be an example of how you want to present. It could also be that you start off your presentation by telling us maybe an example of you working with communities or people in communities who have small businesses, and you want to enhance and grow their businesses, make them even more professional, help them grow their revenues. But really find a style that is creative and innovative that you can present, so much to the extent that even someone who already knows what you do would still be available, still be interested in hearing what you do. So those are the general feedbacks that we had for you. And we hope that you will take note and continue to improve on your enterprises. At this point, I will hand it over to my colleague, Cyrus. Over to you, Cyrus.
Feedback is a gift. And I think we all do believe this. And Mary, from your expertise, you've really stated this in an amazing kind of style. And I know all the entrepreneurs who are here today, they have really benefited, and this might really play a vital role in seeing their enterprises move forward. Yes, I'm here not to announce the winners on behalf of the amazing judges we are having today, but I'm here to award the 2 social enterprises which our judges came to a decision that they are more suited to utilize this small money we have today, tomorrow, next month, and this money creates impact in their businesses. It doesn't mean they are the best businesses, but it means that they are more suited according to their pitches to utilize the small fund we have to see their businesses move forward. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear from the background that end. Am I loud and clear?
Hear you.
Okay. Okay, that's amazing. Let me try to see if my video can even work at this moment so that you don't feel like this is an alien. Okay, I think you can clearly see me now. Ladies and gentlemen, the first runners-up in today's pitching contest is from the agricultural sector, none other than Nutricycle. Geoffrey, I'm not hearing the excitement. Geoffrey, the entrepreneurs, Busura, and other coaches, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
I'm wondering if the audience in Ginger is able to hear. Henry and Mary, are you able to hear me so that I understand that the challenge comes from their end?
Cyrus.
Yes.
We can hear you, only that if we unmute, then we have echo this side.
Okay. So did you hear the
But we
first
hear you.
runners up?
Okay. Let me mute.
Okay, thank you so much. The first runners up or the enterprise in the second position for today's pitching contest is NutriCycle, the ones manufacturing the liquid boosting feeds for the animals. So from there, we go to the overall winner for today's pitching contest. I know people are there. Their heartbeats are increasing, are doubly increasing at this moment. Yeah. Not only plastic being a bigger problem to the community, but packaging is a big problem. And the second, people thought we have the second winner. No. And the overall winner for today's pitching contest is none other than the social enterprise, which is manufacturing the eatable cups for Uganda. And I think their name, if not mistaken, is Green It. So that's how we decided, and this is how we divided the money. Number one is going to take 800,000 home, not for them to enjoy food and drinks, but to make their business really functioning and moves from one stage to the other. By the time we come here for another pitching contest, the business is not making maybe 300, but making 3 million. And then number two is getting 400,000 UGX. Geoffrey, that's how the amazing judges decided for today's pitching contest. Let me hope I've been audibly clear. But at this point, allow me appreciate the organizers from Ginger, the mentors, the coaches, and amazing judges on this call. Thank you so much. I wish you an amazing journey while you're taking your business to the next level. A great evening.
Announcement is done. So we vote. Let's